What is up, YouTube? Guys, today we are bringing you our ultimate guide to playing Super-Skrull, the new cosmic champion in Marvel Contest of Champions. Guys, we are going to have a breakdown guide at the beginning telling you how all of his abilities work. But if you already understand how all of his abilities work and you just want to skip to the battle rotation to see the best ways to play him, the timestamp is going to be in the description. I have absolutely appreciated all the support on this channel so far. Guys, if you will, do me a tiny little favor. If you will hit that like, that thumbs up button for me, just a really quick click on that button, that will really help my channel out. And also, don't forget to subscribe. I'm going to be delivering ultimate guides for all the upcoming champions this year, as well as reviews of all the champions. We are going to have our review later on this week, our final verdict of Super-Skrull. Where does he stack up against other champions? We're going to rank him 1 to 5 stars, so stay tuned for that. Alright guys, without further ado, here we go, the ultimate guide, how to play Super-Skrull. Super-Skrull is immune to both shock and incinerate damage. His Fury buffs also grant increased block penetration, while his armor up buffs grant increased crit resistance. His signature ability is called Self-Sustaining Power. Every time Super-Skrull enters Cosmic Energy Overload, he will gain a power gain buff, granting up to 7.1% of a bar of power per second. Super-Skrull also has a Falter ability. The small head icon underneath his health bar will count down every 25 seconds, and after that 25-second time limit, he will place a 1-second Falter on the opponent. Falter will activate when Super-Skrull is struck or an attack misses, or when an attack is blocked. When Falter expires, it places an energy vulnerability debuff on the opponent, which reduces the opponent's energy resistance for 5 seconds. Every 1 second, Super-Skrull reaches full charge of his receptors. His next action will create a buff and reset the charge. Landing a hit or striking a block will give you a Fury buff. Being struck or blocking an attack will give you an armor up buff. Five buffs can be maintained at one time. When 5 buffs are reached, Super-Skrull gains Cosmic Energy Overload. Overload lasts for 15 seconds. While in Overload, Super-Skrull cannot gain additional buffs. All buffs that were gained before entering Overload are removed when Overload ends, or if it fails to trigger, such as being staggered or nullified. There are additional buffs gained whenever entering Overload, and these Overload buffs are dependent on the number of active Fury or Armor Up buffs. 4+ Armor Up buffs will give you a Vigilance buff. 8+ Armor Up buffs allows you to go unblockable for 15 seconds. 4+ Fury buffs will give you an Undermine buff for 15 seconds. The Undermine buff allows you to become unblockable against an enemy's auto block. 8+ Fury buffs grants the Nova Fist buff for 15 seconds. While in Nova Fist, all attacks on the opponent have a 100% chance to incinerate. Special Attack 1 will convert up to 5 Fury buffs into Armor Up buffs. Whereas Special Attack 2 will convert 5 Armor Up buffs into Fury buffs. Special Attack 3, you will gain an indefinite non-stacking aptitude buff. This buff will increase all future buffs, whether Fury, Armor, or Precision, by 60%. Special Attack 3 also gains a 3-second stun on the opponent at the end of the attack. Okay guys, so we're going to go into the ideal rotation when it comes for dishing out maximum damage with Super-Skrull. Now I will say that in order for Super-Skrull to be a very good champion, you really need to have his Awakened ability unlocked and ideally at a high signature level. As my Super-Skrull is not a high signature level, this fight seems to linger on just a bit. I also want to note that he is very underpowered for taking out Winter Soldier. I'm just using this because, as we all know, Winter Soldier is a good base champion to work out longer fights with. So the ideal rotation for a longer fight is to first get to your special 3. And when you throw that, that's going to give you that aptitude buff, which, if you recall, will increase the potency of our Fury, Precision, and Armor up buffs by 60%. So we're going to first throw our special 3. This is also going to stun the opponent at the end of the attack, which is going to be good for gaining some of those Fury buffs. Now, leading up to special 3, it's not so important how you attack the opponent, but I will say that your dexterity has to be really on par whenever you begin to fight him afterwards. So once you have that aptitude buff, you really need to make sure you're dexing and not blocking so that you can gain all 5 of those Fury buffs. Remember, the Fury buffs are even gained by striking into a block. Once you get all 5, you'll then go into the Cosmic Energy Overload. Next, you want to build up to your special 1, and then fire off your special 1 to gain all 5 of the armor buffs. Now, remember, any buffs that were present before the Cosmic Energy Overload are actually going to delete by the time Overload ends. So, what you want to do is make sure that you throw that special 1 while you're in Overload, because the ones that are gained during Overload will not expire. Next, what you want to do is gain your special 2, throw that off. This will convert all of your armor up buffs into Fury buffs. So you can see here we threw that, and now we are at 6, which went down to 5 because of the timer, Fury buffs. So, as you can see, his ability to get up to maximum damage potential really hinges on, 1, speed of your attack and of your opponent, how aggressive they are, but also the Awakened ability of Super-Skrull and how fast he can get that power level up. So let's go over this one more time. The first part of the damage rotation is to gain and fire off Super-Skrull's special 3. Next, we want to use our dexterity and gain 5 Fury buffs until we go into Cosmic Overload. Once in Cosmic Overload, we then want to fire off our special 1, converting all 5 of our Fury buffs into 5 armor up buffs. Once you have your 5 armor up buffs, you will then want to go to a special 2 and fire off your special 2, converting the 5 armor up buffs into Fury buffs. This will add to whatever Fury buffs you had as you built up the special 2. So, if you only had 1 Fury buff, then it would be 6 total. If you had 5, it would be 10 total. After this, it's really just a matter of rinsing and repeating. You're going to continue to convert your Fury into armor up buffs and armor up back into Fury buffs, trying to gain as many Fury buffs as possible. If you can get enough, you will get that Nova Fist, which will also increase your damage as well. For shorter fights, you can pretty much skip the process of going to the special 3, and you really just need to worry about converting your Furies into armor ups and then your armor ups back into Fury buffs. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in today. Hey guys, I hope you already hit that little thumbs up button like I asked. I would really appreciate it. Hit the subscribe button. I'm going to keep you guys so up to date on everything going on in Marvel Contest of Champions. But guys, also do me one more favor. Shoot me a comment way down below. Just go in, type me a little something down there. Let me know. Are you excited to play Super-Skrull? Have you gotten him yet? Did you get him in the crystals yet? Or are you waiting to compete in the arena? Are you excited to get Super-Skrull, guys? Let me know this in the comments, because if you don't, guys, then all the clouds in the sky, they're going to turn into gigantic, heavy cloud blocks, and they're all just going to fall. Like, it's going to look like Minecraft, but if Minecraft, it's like falling down, right? And this, you're going to have to watch out. It's going to crush your car. It's going to hit maybe your evil boss. That might actually not be a bad thing, right? No, just kidding. Maybe. Anyway, so make sure, guys, if you don't want clouds to turn into really crazy heavy blocks like in a crazy world of Minecraft, that's going to fall on you and your car That's your little doggy. He's going to be safe just like in all the movies. Leave me a comment down below, guys. I appreciate you. Have a great week.